Studying international relations is a strange choice for a man whose achievements now find him the creative director of his own interior design company. But on site at his recent renovation project in Tshwane, we found his ability to relate may be his winning edge.
Hello Insider SA, this is Farai Chinya and welcome to our latest project in Fairyland. The home comprises of 5 bedrooms, 3 living areas. Come through and take a look at some of the other exciting spaces that we have in store for you.
Farai's commitment to promoting local art as an essential in design is shared by his MD, Lerato Semenya, who sees it as a point of pride.
The art suits the owners of the home in the fact that it's a celebration of young talent and achievement. The artist, the homeowner, the designers, all wonderfully vibrant young achievers who are making waves in their own individual crafts, and what a wonderful celebration to be able to bring it into a melting pot to celebrate this home. In the entrance hall, that's a piece by Tebogo Mwerane, and it really is just a celebration of ancestry, of Africa's continent, as well as the future, and being able to fuse those 3 things together. And I think every area of this space really echoes that and how we feel about the design in the house.
The designer views one particular part of the house as a masterpiece of its own.
This is our entertainment area. With this space, what we did is create 3 spaces that are usually different and measure them into one. First, we have the bar. With the bar, what we did is create something that was going to have a 3D effect. We did wood, we did stone, and then we did brass as well. You can see these elements also transition to the back wall. With the back wall, we then added LED lights. From the bar, we then transition into the wine cellar and champagne bar. With the champagne bar, what we then did is use a different type of wood. So this is a champagne color, just to go with the theme. But we also carried a lot of things that we used in the bar. This would be your brass elements and also the stone tops that we have here.
Where better to slowly savor a fine local red wine than here, while binge-watching a series.
On this side, this is where we introduced the home cinema. What we wanted to do with this space was something a bit different, not your typical cinema you'd find in a house. So we introduced a very large couch that is extra length, extra 2 seating instead of just other recliners that you'd find. So with this space, we added wall paneling, but then with the panels, we carry them over onto the ceiling. So these are good for acoustics. We also use this just to soundproof the room a little bit more. With all our projects, we make custom furniture because not pieces that you find in a store are going to fit in every space. We had to create technical drawings that I gave to my very good friend Clarissa, who manufactures furniture.
Working in concert with Farai and the client, Clarissa interprets mood boards into drawings for every item. As a team, they talk color, texture, and by the time each new piece has been custom manufactured off-site, then installed, it already feels perfectly at home.
So this is the living room. So behind me is the TV unit. It has a very nice clean design. We did some V-groove lines on there. The drawers at the bottom makes it quite functional as well. So the coffee table's here in front of me. It's a standard block design coffee table. We did a combination of a wood grain as well as a Duco color, just to tie in all the stuff in the room. So now we're stepping into the dining area. The dining area, we have the dining table, which is a nice U-shaped dining area with a pop of glam brought through with a little bit of a brass trim on the leg. And then we have the sideboard, which is functional from both sides. So that gives you more storage space and it just ties in with all the colors in the room.
The way the interiors and architecture create such magic is best experienced upstairs.
This is our main bedroom. With this space, when we started, it was just one big wide room. And what we wanted to do was to keep it open, but also demarcate it without necessarily closing it up. That's where we came up with the idea of creating this slate. But also to create that support that you need because of our high ceilings, we then added in these brass blocks.
The owner's fondness for art extends to their passion for style, as showcased here.
One of my favorite spaces to design in a main bedroom will be the walk-in closet. What we did with this space is we kept some areas open and others closed. Also, with the essential use of LED lighting, these pieces tend to glow. We then had this center console that we then put in here. Things that you use on a daily basis and you want to see them all the time, we then put them on the top where you've got the glass units. Everything else is then kept under the counter where we've got drawers that you pull out and back in.
Farai's eye for layering makes his interiors feel more like outfits by a fashion designer.
We now are in our bedroom area. We've got the bed, which is like right here, also facing out onto this space, which becomes the living room for the bedroom. With this area, we decided to use quite neutral colors. The idea with the bedroom is you almost want it to be your safe haven where you run away and escape from the world. We evidently started from the slates that have got a bit of the gold detail. But to continue with that, we then brought it in a little bit of the artwork that we've got in the space. With walls and other areas in the house, some have wallpaper, just creating a different dimension. And on the other walls, we had paneling. The idea with paneling is that it gives you a 3D effect and not necessarily something that is just as simple as wallpaper.
The X factor is the natural light, pouring in and bringing every texture to life.
So when we started with the project, this was just like a big wide space. We then created different demarcations, starting with the formal living room. And in the middle of the room, that's where we've got our kitchen. Next to the kitchen, we do have our dining room. Immediately after that, we have got our kids' lounge. To make sure that we don't close up the space, we made sure that the vaulted ceilings became the center of the house. Our lighting runs through on the main beam in the middle, and we've got other pendants that just drop by.
Framed in glass by 6-meter-high ceilings, the high-felt skies make an epic work of art.
This is the kitchen. So the family spends a lot of time together. What we would try to do is to make sure that this also becomes multifunctional. We have got integrated appliances that we added on, and in the cupboards also, just to create a bit of glamour, we added LED lighting and stone tops that we handpicked.
The owners wanted a harmonious space to raise their sons, a creatively stimulating one too.
The particular painting that you can see behind me is done by an artist called Thabiso Dakamel. And really what's so uniquely special about the work that he does, and specifically this painting, which is called A Letter to Self, it ties right back in to the notion of self-expression, the notion of being real to self, the notion of, in fact, creating the universe that one wants to see. So we draw inspiration ourselves from the art that we curate and the relationships that we have with artists, and we use that and translate that into real, tangible results for our clients.
If it is ever too soon to learn an appreciation for form, color, and pattern, the client's two boys never got that memo.
I absolutely love designing kids' rooms. No longer do we have to do cartoon characters or these other multicolored rooms. And the beautiful thing with kids these days is that they actually tell you what they need. For this 8-year-old, they love the colors yellow and gray. And also they love blues and some dark accents, which is not the typical thing that you'd find in a kid who is not even 10 years old yet. So we made sure that all these elements were designed into the space. And he was so ecstatic in getting this room.
It would be a shame for this festival of design to not be seen by more eyes. So it's good to know the family enjoy having visitors over.
So this is our guest bedroom. With this area, we wanted to use warm colors that we use somewhere else in the house as well, so that it's almost a continuation of all the spaces that we've had. We paneled the walls, and instead of just using a usual color like your whites, we then turned it into a burgundy. When we speak of the openness of the house, all the different wings lead out onto this amazing deck, which actually also houses the swimming pool. All right, guys, thank you very much for coming to visit our farmhouse. I hope there's 1 or 2 tricks that you managed to learn that you can implement in your own spaces. Until our next project, cheers.
International relations will have to do without Farai's talents. Interior design is only too happy to have him.
Get more of the Insider Essay online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider Essay. Watch the show Monday evenings at 5:30. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.